So this is the story of my 94 F150 single cab long box. Used to be a two-wheel drive. Converted it to a four-wheel drive. It's pretty rusty. Still have a lot of work to do. Headlight, fender, door, box. Everything just kind of swapped over. See if I can show you guys my transfer case. And all I actually did was take the 4 bolts off the drive shaft, pull the drive shaft out, took this drive shaft off, unbolted the transmission and the transfer case, dropped the whole thing by hand. There's the shifting linkage up here. I took out the plugs. What helped out a lot, I don't know how that worked, but I figured I'd run some wire or something, but somehow this little wire right here that plugs in up there to this transfer case, there was a cap on that plug. All I had to do was pull the clamp and plug it into the transfer case. It worked out. So now every time I engage the four-wheel drive, it shows up as four-wheel drive engaged, 4 high, 4 low. I still have a lot of things to tighten up. Just like this bolt right here. Same with the other one. Now I don't know if this thing had a lift or what. Maybe you guys can tell me, but I just left it on there and it raised the truck almost 6 freaking inches, which is awesome. Didn't do anything with the brake lines, I just unbolted it right there. Right at the brake line, let the fluid drain out a little bit. I left everything together on the front end. When I took it out of the donor truck, all I did was unbolt it from here. Took this big old bolt off. Took the bushings out. Unbolted the spring up top, the one nut. Took the brake line off. Took the 2 I-beam bolts out. One there, one back here somewhere. And the other 4 bolts were the sway bar linkage, and one more bolt for the steering. But my donor truck had the exact same setup, same exact everything. 94 F150 4-wheel drive. This one was a 2-wheel drive, and I swapped it all over. Pretty easy, everything swapped over pretty decently. It's a little old rust bucket, but now it's a 4-wheel drive rust bucket. See, I got the locking hubs now. I originally bought my donor truck for these tires and rims specifically. The guy says, you want a truck, you can have it. So I accepted it, and still gotta put the headlight in. But everything else is still pretty decent. Paint's a little chipped. Rust everywhere. I don't know why this locking hub is different, but it's a free dang truck for $300 I bought the tires for. So you can see there's still a bunch of tread left. Pretty old, but there's no cracks in the side. Not bad anyway. Truck, however, pretty damn rusty. I had to bend that aside so I can get this fender liner out so I can break them damn bolts, them exhaust bolts. Almost every nut and bolt I touched down here had to be snapped off or cut off and drilled out, retapped or something. I mean, for how old this is and how rusted it is, some of these bolts don't even have threads anymore. I didn't do a tune-up on it or anything. I need to get shocks still. But look at that. What do you know? More surprises. Battery tray. Took the alternator out of my parts truck and put it in here. Everything else, I got that can up top, tucked up top there. Same with this other can over here somewhere. But yeah, everything's swapped over. Had to put this sway bar link back on. Steering component right over there. What the heck is it? Drag link or whatever. Everything just bolted right back up. I don't know why that's grinding. I've taken it for a drive and I could hear just this little grind, but maybe I misaligned something. But yeah, good old rust bucket. Like I said, everything I've touched on here snapped off somewhere somehow. But I took 2 trucks and made one good one, one 4-wheel drive good one. This is a door panel out of the donor truck. Same original door handle. Still gotta do the carpet, which is in the other truck. The seats out of the donor truck. Actually, the donor truck had way more better parts than this old rust bucket, but my donor truck doesn't have a title, didn't get a bill of sale. Window's still intact even. I'll show you the donor truck. Here's the rims that were originally on this red truck. Old and busted, but here's my donor truck. Still in decent shape. That's my headlight going to the next truck. Here you can see the whole entire front is gone. That's my grill in the background. Used to have a plow on this thing. Belonged to a dealership. They said they're selling the tires. I went to go buy them. And they gave me a truck. Luckily, I had another truck. But the reason why it was a free truck is because of that bad boy right there. Snapped that sucker right in half. Completely. I thought about welding it, but seeing as how it didn't come with a bill of sale or title or anything, that was like that too. I think that's from when they used the plow and ran into a snow bank. So to the 2-wheel to 4-wheel drive conversion, flywheels are still the same. Bitch to hook back up with the transfer case on it. The 2 lines right there are exact same. The mounts that went right there are the exact same. The only thing different about this 4-wheel drive is that. Well, that's the 4-wheel drive hole. I had to drill and cut mine out. Didn't do any measuring. I just started cutting away. But like I said, all these brackets, everything still measures out the same. So in theory, ooh, look, there's a better shot. Look at that. Thought about using these. These are way better condition than the red truck that I'm trying to get going. Well, it is going. But that's the plow receiver, I guess. I don't know much about that. Shocks are shot. Dang, someone's trying to get into this truck. But broke the frame, twisted up the fender and door. Everything's still intact on my little parts truck here. Mirrors. This is the door panel into the red truck. Carpet needs a good cleaning, but that'll be going to the red truck, so I don't have to cut no holes in anything. Already there. Everything else is good. Had to take the little cover off. I took the cubby hole. I took the ashtray. I took the outlet. This is from the red truck. I put it back. I don't know why I started putting this truck back together. Thought about taking this too. Still in pretty good shape. Headliner's not doing too well. Windows in pretty good condition too on this thing. But took the window out of this one, put it in that truck. So both of them had sliders. Look how rusted this one is too. But yeah, left the gas tank in. This one I took out. The one on the red truck was just as bad. So I took this one out, put it in the red truck. Took the whole drive line out of this. This is where the brakes were, right here. Just took that sucker right out of there. All the brake lines, fuel pump. But this fuel pump was bad. Wasn't running the truck. The rear one was good. If I had a bill of sale, at least I would have welded this frame back up and used this. This one's way better condition than the one on the red truck. I like this bumper. It's one of those old flat ones. Truck bed's still in pretty damn good condition, even though I tossed it around all by myself. Doesn't have any holes besides what I drilled out. I think I'm gonna use this one. Go back and sorry about my own mechanics mess, but I got this truck here. More rust. Slowly putting it back together. So the story with this thing is that it was so rusted, they put a bunch of weight in the truck bed. Loaded her down and they're driving home. Leaf spring mount broke and sent the leaf spring through the truck bed. They drove it home, left it sitting. This little toolbox here pretty much built this truck. Oh, it's kind of a cool little sight right there. But I still want to swap out the rear axle. As you can tell, it's pretty shitty. Rusty. Those are the leaf springs from the parts truck. Gas tank from the parts truck. I did little bed liner. Well, not bed liner, but those mounts are from the donor truck. Just spray painted everything. So far, all I got is the rear. Here's the transmission for the two-wheel drive truck. What I found out, because I was kind of curious if transfer case would bolt up to this, is that the housings aren't the same. Four-wheel drives stick out just ass hair further than the two-wheel. Other than that, same clips and plugs, prongs, all that. Mounts, same bolt pattern all the way around. Those two lines right there for the transmission return, cooler lines or whatever, everything's still the same. Here's the fuel tank. That's the muffler. Cut that fucker off. Here's all my other brackets. This is the cross member. Now when you do your little conversion, you're going to want to switch this out. This is the two-wheel drive. The only reason why you want to switch this one out is because it's flat. The four-wheel drive has on the driver's side, it comes out normal and then it dips down, comes back up over here. So this part is normal. It's just right here for the transfer case drive shaft. There's a little dip in this. Other than that, everything else is still the same. It bolts right up, bolts right up, bolts right up. Transmission bolts right up. That's one of my little investments there. I got 4 bottles of this, 3 large ones and this little guy that I put into this damn truck. Some breaking bolts, snapping bolts, drilling shit. Yep, still a pretty good old truck. Give you guys a start up. technically I guess it'll be cold start people will like to hear. Still need a stereo. 206,000 miles. No speedo gauge, oil pressure is good. Rear fuel tank is on right now. Front one's still dirty. I need to take that out and replace the filter. My big old mess. That's my other project right there. I don't know if I'll get that going though. Yeah, this red truck, when it was two-wheel drive, it sat down here with the bed, and with the front tires, there's a little valance up there where it didn't sit too high either. Where this bottom tire is, this plastic was right in the middle of it. That's how low this thing sat. That's how high it raised it from making it a two-wheel to a four-wheel. I was kind of surprised at that because that's almost 6 inches. And not too sure if they use lifting blocks for the springs so they can run a plow or what, but putting four-wheel drive leaf springs in the rear raised this sucker up too. But so far, that's my old headache rack I had on my Chevy. Fit on here pretty decent. Looks kind of cool actually. I like it. I wouldn't mind replacing the fender or just body filling, pull that little dent, body fill, or just use that gray bed. But I like these rims and tires on here better than I did the other ones. Another door panel. But yeah, runs good. Motor was seized. This thing sat for 8 years, and I got it, tried starting it, nothing happened, so got under there, took the starter off, jumped it, it turned right over. This is the old carpet. You can see why I want to swap them out. Old exhaust off of the red truck. But took the starter off of the red truck and jumped it, it spun, everything was good. So what I did was got it all put back together, went under the front of the truck and put a breaker bar on the crank pulley and gave her some effort, broke her loose. Motor was turning, so I got back in. Ugh. After I got back in, I started the truck. Look, the wheels are straight outside. The steering wheel's crooked. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me figure that one out. Straight. Turned. Just so you know I'm not bullshitting you. But yeah. Look at the voltage on this thing too, killer. But yeah. Oh, speaking of the four-wheel drive wire, I plugged it in thinking that's all I had to do, and oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Didn't have to do any kind of wiring, chase anything down, splice or anything. The heater all works. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Needs a good cleanup. Stereo. I want to paint those. Lug nuts. Everything's still intact in this truck. Scuff marks. Don't know what I'm on, but oh, I need a visor off of that parts truck. Every time I switch it to the front tank, this thing tries to stall out. But this is my four-wheel drive conversion. It all works. range. Neutral, 4 high, neutral, or 2-wheel drive. Yeah, pretty cool. This is my build, and I'm gonna keep wrenching on her. Get everything going good. I like the way the headache rack looks. It's kind of nice. If you guys have any questions. Oh, another thing. I did this solo. Everything on this truck I did solo. Windows work pretty good. Faster than my Chevy. But got that all taken care of. Took me 90 hours, 3 weeks. Go to work, get off, come out, work on this for 3 hours. Then the weekend I'll come out and work on it for 10 hours. So 3 weeks all together in one setting. Oh, I'll show you this too. I'm gonna shut this truck off so you guys don't think I'm pulling your leg. So 4-wheel drive shaft or axles, 2-wheel drive shaft. This is the one I want to switch out to. This one is not as badly rusted and pitted out as the other. I can't seem to get that damn shock off, so I left it on. But this is the 2-wheel. And it all swapped over. This is how I drug it out too. What helps is if you take a strap, hook it in there, cinch them together just an ass hair, take the bolts out of there, take the bolts out of there, take the bolts off of this up here, take the bolt off of this up here on both sides, and then over here too, the sway bar linkage, and same with the steering, the drag link. Once you get that all unbolted and these two things, yank that fucker right out of there. Bolts up the same way. Oh, yeah, and the brake lines on both those. So technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bolts, and this whole front end will come out. Same with the 4-wheel drive. Exact same. The only difference is there will be a transfer or a differential right here where you put the drive shaft. Exact same setup. 2 different trucks. No drivetrain whatsoever. All the drivetrain. Bud. Hey, bud. But that's it. Guys have any questions, hit me up.